All right. It's the Double Trouble Show. I am so ecstatic. I'm excited beyond measure. We have a guest tonight, Don Ray, whom I have been interacting with for like 3 weeks. We've had this scheduled. He's in Scotland, in Bathgate, Scotland, and my normal Double Trouble brother, number one, is not here tonight, unfortunately, but I have two spectacular co-hosts who are going to share this interview with me. And without further ado, I'm going to bring my co-hosts onto the show, and I look forward to a fantastic show, Double Trouble Show, interviewing Dom Ray from Bathgate, Scotland. So let me bring our guests, our co-host on, and we're going to. All right, Liam, welcome back to Double Trouble. You were just here 2 weeks ago. For some reason, I can't hear you, and I don't have you muted.
Yeah, that's because I just shoved a bit of pizza in my mouth, and I muted myself so you don't hear me chewing.
Well, welcome back to Double Trouble, and I also have Casey here, and she's in Belgium.
Hello.
We have really turned into like this international show. I mean,
Isn't the Philippe Marketing International?
yeah,
Digital Marketing International Marketing.
Exactly, and it is a very international industry anyway, right? I mean, last week we had Jamie Gardner on the show. We had you 2 weeks ago. The week before that, we had Claire McManus.
Yep.
And the week before that, we had Brian James from Dublin, Ireland. So it's just been one international guest after another. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. And today we have someone who's essentially in your neck of the woods. He's just, as I understand it, east of you before you get to Edinburgh, right?
Edinburgh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've never been to Bathgate, but I've been to Edinburgh, and I've actually been there in the summertime when they have their festivals there at the castle.
Yeah, it's a good place. I'll not say much because I'm more on the Glasgow side, and it is a Glasgow-Edinburgh type thing. There's a bit of rivalry there. It's just typical of Scotland. We can't say hello to our neighbours because of the wrong side of the fence. It's just that simple. But yeah, Edinburgh's a lovely place. It's beautiful. Good castles, of course. But
right.
I think I said to you, there's like 1,500 castles in Scotland as well, and you chose one.
I know. And what I love to do when I go to Scotland or England for that matter, right, is that's exactly what I like to do. I like to go see castles, right? When I lived in Germany for the 6 years I did, every weekend, that's what I was doing. I was going from one castle to the next, you know. So, Casey, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you are in Belgium.
In Belgium, I'm in central Belgium, near Anvers, in Antwerp.
Okay.
And Belgium is so small. If you take the map and you point, you have all Belgium under your finger. So, yeah, I started affiliate marketing only about a couple of months ago, 27th of February. So I'm nearly new. Yeah.
All right. So really not all that long. Okay.
No.
Well, thank you for joining us. All right. Now, I'm looking so forward to getting our guest on the show, Dom Ray, and he's been interacting with me for about 3 weeks. He was so excited to get on the show that he was actually promoting it on his Facebook profile and in his group like 2 weeks ago.
Indeed, and I saw you guys also a couple of weeks ago with James Neville Tyler. That's my mentor.
Exactly. All right, so let's bring our guest on. Without further ado, I'll just play a quick intro, and we'll bring him on.
Hey,
Dom.
How we doing?
Good.
Hi, Dom.
Trouble.
I've had to move my phone to try and get a better light. It was in the dark a minute ago, so. Unfortunately, I don't have an office like you guys, so I'm like changing bedrooms.
This is a bedroom just for a big screen.
Yeah. This is green screen too, man.
I need to get on that.
I'm not actually in an office that says Double Trouble.
Yeah, you could be absolutely anywhere. That's up because if I take it down, it's just a curtain in a window. So
that's so we don't see your dirty windows.
Okay.
I mean, don't be slagging my windows.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. Dom, I'm so excited to hear your story and how you got into this online business, affiliate marketing, right? So how did it all begin with you?
Believe it or not, it started. I was scrolling through TikTok about just over 2 years ago. Okay. And I kept seeing it everywhere, affiliate marketing, leave your 9 to 5 in 3 days. And I was like, I want a bit of that. Obviously, that's not true. But that's basically how I just dug into it. I was like, I didn't even know what affiliate marketing was. And then obviously I went down the road of what most people do, that $7 challenge that's floating around. And Liam was like, right, yeah. Yeah, I think everybody's done it.
He's been there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you started one of those $7 challenges. There are a bunch of them out there. And some of them are really good about giving you a lot of advice, fundamentals, foundation education, right? Did you get into one of those $7 packages that gave you a good foundation, or did you miss that altogether?
No, well, at the beginning it was because I knew nothing about it, so I thought that was everything. But then obviously, as I got into it, a few days went by. I had a call with a coach, and his words were basically, "If you don't know something, Google it." And I was like, "Right, okay." I didn't know any different.
That's what your coach told you?
Yeah, if you don't know anything, Google it. If you haven't got the money, because it was coming up towards the end of the challenge, and there's like a big upsell at the end. And he's like, if you haven't got the money, just find the money, get a loan, get a credit card.
Get a loan.
Why would I do that? I want to leave my job and have money and time freedom. I don't want to get in more debt and more trouble.
Right. And yeah, I shake my head, and Liam is too, because this is all too familiar, right, Liam?
Yeah, I'll keep the curse words to a minimum, Jeff. But generally speaking, the exact same situation as Dom, the person that I was speaking to, pretty much the same scenario. Well, if you've not got the money, then tough, see you later. Like, right, okay, so not what you expect when you go down that route. You're expecting someone who's going to advise and guide you. That's how it's spoken as, not the second that you can't do something, well, that's it, it's gone. And in terms of Google, every time I don't know anything, I Google it, or I go to ChatGPT now and ask it how to do it. That's pretty much my new solution for things, Google or ChatGPT. But yeah, exact same scenario.
Really, the exact same sort of scenario, right?
Yeah, because
that is sad. That is sad, honestly, because
it just pisses you off. It just goes.
When we come into this, I mean, like you said, you didn't know what to expect, right? But you have hopes of, yes, being able to leave your 9 to 5 job in the near future, because that's the sort of hope they inject, into this vision, right?
Yeah. The worrying thing is, this is over 2 years ago, and I'm having conversations with people now that are going through the exact same thing I went through over 2 years ago. So it's still around.
Right. And the upsells are waiting for them at the end of the $7 course.
Yeah, it jumps from like $7 to I think 2,500, just like that.
Yeah.
And I remember Jamie, who was on last week, having had a discussion once in relation to, because most folk can probably guess which one we're talking about without naming names, so we stay kind of below radar a bit there. The conversion rate on people who take up that $7 program to people who upsell is 3%.
Is what? Did you say 6%? 3%. Yeah, I'm actually surprised it's that high because of what you just said, Dom. Right? We're going from a $7 course, and then the upsell is to like 2,500, and then some of them are 3,000 or 6,000. Okay, because one of I won't mention names, right? But one of the first ones I joined, right, was 6,000. Okay, and so what we're missing here really is for those people who want to gradually work their way up to, a 2,000 or 3,000, or above, they need to be able to have a course that's $100, $300, $600, right? There need to be, mid-level, low-level, mid-levels that they can, graduate from one tier up to the next, right? Go ahead, Casey.
I think most people, get me wrong, don't calculate the stick part. How long to have those people stick in your program to see everything and build that confidence and build that knowledge and then go, okay, this is something for me. Totally agree. I will go in. I did that too. I really want to have that feeling. And I think you guys will understand that if they are out in 2 months, maybe it's you have to get the people back in and say, hey, look, what's your problem is. Here's a little package for free. Try it out. It is nothing. It's nothing. But we want to have a community that is strong enough to build on.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And you know what? You said something that's very important. Well, and that's the confidence building, right? Dom, you said you're into this 2 years. Can you gauge your confidence now versus 2 years ago in the beginning?
Geez, I've kind of got my own courses for that, and my Facebook group's all about that. When I got into this, I was not confident at all. Like I wouldn't talk to people. I'd get anxiety talking to people. Like if I had to go meet somebody, if I was walking down the street, I wouldn't make eye contact with people. Like, I hated it. Basically, I had to be out drinking to be able to socialize. And I lived in Spain for 16 years, like in my teens and 20s. So I was always out and socializing. So when that went away and I stopped all that, I was like, I was just this anxious, nervous, shy guy. And now, obviously, I'm not.
And then suddenly you come into this online business industry where you're expected really to approach people that you don't know on social media, whether it's warm calls, cold calls, or you're expected to make video content where you're getting in front of the camera, right?
Just taking a selfie was really bad for me at the beginning. No.
Yeah.
I know I take them every day. I'm like, oh.
As long as you don't start the duck pout, you're all right.
No.
That's when it's getting really bad and you have an addiction.
So, I mean, believe it or not, I can actually relate to that because when I was growing up, I was very super shy. My twin brother and I, we moved as a family like every 3 years because my dad's job, he was in sales, right? And because we were moving every 3 years, Jared and I were always like the new kids in school, right? And being twins, we were noticed double as much. And long story short, we were really, really shy until I would say our senior year in high school. That's when I broke out of that shell, right? people look at me and Jared now because we're very talkative and gregarious, loquacious, and they always think that that's the way we've always been. But we had to crack out of that shell, and grow out of it. And I guess at some point, repetition does dictate, just like when you're doing things every day, it does get easier, right? But I would say this much. I mean, sometimes if you have a fear of something, sometimes you'll overcome that fear, and other times you'll always have that fear, but you learn how to deal with the fear, right? I mean, I have a fear of heights. Right? I work on things where I have to missile systems for a living. I've had to deal with the fear of heights all my life. I've never overcome it. I've never lost that fear. So have things gotten easier for you in the last 2 years then, as far as taking photos, making videos, and getting in front of the camera, Dom?
I think not just that. I think everything, everyday life, like in the real world now. Well, I'm quite happily go and speak to somebody or smile at somebody and start conversations and
with strangers, huh?
Yeah. So I go back to I was the best man at my brother's wedding, October 2021, and I had to do a speech in front of family and friends. So there was about 100 people there. For 4 months, I was honestly, I thought I was going to die.
Wow.
The dread. Okay. It was honestly. Where now I say to my brother, I'm like, can we just get married again so I can do the speech again? Because I know I'll just stand there now. It's totally different. It's weird. I can't really explain it because you don't know like how I was 2 years ago. Only I kind of know how I felt and stuff. So it's hard to explain,
So would you say you were an introvert though?
Oh, definitely. I probably still am, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Liam, by profession, is a police officer. So whether he likes it or not, he has to talk to strangers almost every day.
I didn't know that. My brother's a police officer.
In Glasgow?
No, in the Isle of Wight.
A bit quieter. Yeah,
right.
It's one of those things, like, you kind of have to come out of your shell at some point, because you can't really turn up at people's houses and then not be able to talk to them. They're looking to you for help, so you've got no option but to speak to folk. And I think in terms of, it's very different to the online world. So a lot of the stuff online has bled into my personal life as well, in terms of how I interact and how I go about daily business, and the words I use have changed slightly. There's a bit more of the Chris Voss stuff in there in terms of the arts of negotiation, which is good for policing, obviously. But for me, I think what happens is when you're online communicating with folk, your brain doesn't differentiate. It just knows social interaction. It doesn't know it's online, offline. All of it is essentially just social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's very easy for it to bleed into other aspects of your life, because it's all get done in a very basic level inside the mind. So it just takes the social interaction and nothing else.
The social interaction, right? Whether it's online or offline, that daily social interaction, I think it's something of that exercise that helps, So I've been following your posts the last 3 weeks, Dom, since we first met, and I love reading posts from people I know. And your post this last week, there was one that I really, really liked, because actually it was a couple days worth that you were pinging people on what they thought about
funnel building,
email responder, wasn't it, or sales funnel? Sales funnels.
Yeah.
Right. And this is going to fall hand in hand kind of with what we were talking about at the very beginning here. When you first begin in an affiliate marketing course or program, sometimes what they'll do is tell you, without knowing all the sales funnels or email autoresponders that are out there, they just tell you which one they want you to sign up for. And as an example, I started a year ago, the end of September last year, and straight out the gate, I was supposed to sign up for ClickFunnels and GetResponse. See, the problem with that is when you're brand new, and this is just my opinion, okay? When you're brand new coming into this, ClickFunnels is only free for like 2 weeks. And I think it's the same for GetResponse. And after that, you're going to be charged $98 a month for ClickFunnels and like $24.95 a month for GetResponse. So you're spending money in the very first month without making money as a brand new student. Now, if you're already struggling with money as it is, and you were joining this, and maybe used a credit card to pay for the course, right? Maybe you got a loan, right? You're already struggling with money, and now you're going further in debt because of a monthly expense.
Yeah, see, I didn't go down that route.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, but I only went for the $7, and then I did the trials, and then as soon as it came to the end of the trial, I was like, I'm not paying for that. I haven't got an email list. You know, you're going about the money's in the list, but who's got an email list to start with?
Right. I mean, you have to build that email list to make it worthwhile to pay for that monthly fee. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So you need to get the list before you go and dive into all that, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. Liam, did this happen to you? And what about you, Casey?
100%. 100%.
I think I'm an untrustworthy, skeptical person, probably by nature. So I went, I'm not doing that. I know why you want me to do it, so I'm not doing it. Because I was having this, it was actually Jamie and a couple of other guys were having a discussion the other day about where people start, and everything pushes people to do funnels and do email lists. But the downside to that is you don't know how to do a proper funnel because you've not learned yet. So you've got a 2-week period to learn. You don't know how to do email marketing. You don't know how to do copywriting. You don't know how to do follow-up. You don't know how to do conversations. All of those things that you have got no idea how to do at the start, you can't possibly do. And you're just going to be bleeding money.
Right, bleeding money. Let's underscore that. You're saying bleeding money.
Yeah.
Damn. Hold on a second here, because there was a moment earlier where I could have done this, but I'm going to do it now. This was a value bomb. Hold on a minute here.
Yay.
There we go. We have our first value bomb today. I could have done it earlier. I'm going to do it again, but we're going to underscore that. You're bleeding money. So, boom. So the other thing that I want to address here is, in contrast, what happened to me when I went to a different mentor in a different program 3 or 4 months later, is my mentor said, cancel ClickFunnels, cancel GetResponse, right? Don't do any of that until you start making sales, right? And I think that's kind of what you're saying, Liam, is you shouldn't be paying for that. You're bleeding money, right? You shouldn't be paying for that yet, right? Because you're not going to need it, as Dom had already addressed, is you haven't built up an email list that would actually warrant the requirement to pay for that monthly fee, right? And you don't have the traffic coming in that would also warrant the sales funnel payment each month, right? If someone were to throw that requirement on you, I would definitely say sign up for System.io, because it's free up to 2,000 contacts, I believe, 2,000 contacts. And if any of you all have System.io and I'm misquoting, let me know. But I think it's 2,000 contacts with System.io.
Right? I get boosted out of
that is the one that I would recommend to join if there's going to be a requirement to have one in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
you could use that to play around with to get used to it because it is free. You know, practice building the funnels out, but
Yeah,
I
you
just
have to
don't see the
learn, huh?
point personally.
because when I was in the group that we're talking about, the kind of support group to start with, I get kicked out of that, removed from it, because people were saying, oh, I don't have money for ClickFunnels. I said, just use System.io. And I kept advising people to do that, and they obviously didn't like it because it meant did not get as much from the ClickFunnels side. So I get kicked out of the group. They went, you fucking bastard. So like, I was raging like,
hold on a second. You got kicked out of the group, Liam?
yeah, because I was giving people System.io support because I found it quite easy to use.
Is this what happened a couple days ago that was on your Facebook profile?
No, that's something else completely
That's a different group.
That's a different group. That was
You break stuff.
that was somewhat justified to an extent, but the group was full of cretins. I'm trying to watch my language things then because it's your channel, not mine, Jeff. But it was full of them, and then I called the admin out front. I called out some scammers out on it, and then proceeded to ask for fellatio from the admin if we to try to use the right terminology because of how abrupt they were being and being a bit. But to the earlier point, for the system, I was giving people templates to use and going, this is how you build it, this is how it works. This is one based around the funnel that you would use for said product.
Right.
And everyone was, oh, yeah, that's great, but it meant that said company weren't getting the sales from ClickFunnels anymore.
So not getting their commissions, are they, for it?
So therefore, you can get out of our group now. And went, oh, right, thanks for that.
Well, yeah. What I do like about System.io though is if you all belong to the same, if you're promoting the same thing, the mentor can basically share with you his funnel, and you can integrate it immediately, right? But yes, System.io is the way to go. But so how is this experiment? This post that you created the other day, Dom. How did that unfold? Did you have some?
So there's method in the madness. There's something happening in the background that I can't really talk about yet.
Okay.
There's a JV happening, a joint venture with somebody. Both of our views are we both like social media. We both use social media as our funnels, really. You know, TikTok, Facebook are the main ones we would use. But yeah, so there's method in the madness. So I was basically putting it out to get some few people to bite, because I knew some people would be like, no, you need funnels. It's all about this.
Right.
But I've had a couple of people that are just starting out. Are like, look, I'm just starting out. I'm a bit confused by it all. And they've messaged me and they're like, look, what would you do? So there's method in the madness. I can't really say too much until until it's out there.
But here's the thing. I've actually come across some people. We interviewed Claire McManus a few weeks ago, and she actually has had a lot of success completely without an email responder. She just started it a little bit ago, right?
I had to help her set it up.
Yeah. Okay. So you were the one that was helping her set it up. Right? She earned her first 100K without an email list, without an email autoresponder. So it is possible to have success without an autoresponder, a sales funnel, right? It is possible. And I know other people besides Claire who also do that and some people choose just to use Facebook as their platform and guide people into Facebook Messenger, right? Some people decide just to use TikTok as their platform or Instagram Reels, right? I would actually recommend personally, it's my opinion only, that you find the platform that works for you, especially at the beginning, and you focus on that one platform until you've mastered that one platform, right?
You know what's been really working well for me is using TikTok to get people over to my Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So I did when it was sunny still in the mornings. I used to go to work I start work at 6 a.m. So I used to go live every single day on TikTok while I was walking to work. And I did that for about 10 weeks straight, every single day. And I got so many people come over, like, to add me on Facebook rather than being, because TikTok's not very good to talk to people, I don't think.
No,
it's good for getting.
Its messenger is not very good. You're right.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. So the amount of people that added me as a friend on Facebook, not necessarily join my group, but I think that's a great way. Putting your videos up, going live is fantastic on TikTok to get people over to Facebook to see what you're about.
So in other words, going live every day consistently, it was for like 10 weeks, you said?
Yeah.
That gained you a lot of followers on TikTok, huh? And you were able to bring them into your Facebook group from TikTok.
Yeah, and I even started making a bit of money as well through the TikTok live. People sending me gifts and things.
Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was all right.
And you didn't need to shake your bum.
No, it was literally 25 minutes.
Say that again, Casey.
I'll show your feet.
I'll show you feet.
Pictures of your feet.
That's never happening. I was a rugby player. I had no chance of ever showing my feet.
Same. Unless you like hobbits.
Hobbits? Are you saying you have feet like a hobbit?
Yeah. I'm 5'9" and I've got size 11 feet.
Those are some big feet for a 5.
That's actually size 12 in America, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall, and I wear 8.5 in American size, and I think that's
7.5.
And I think it's 49 in.
UK size is different again. You've got European and UK, and I'm 6'2" and I'm a size 12, so you're only one.
Yeah, so size, your feet match the body. Mine don't.
They still look ridiculous, but
when I think of hobbit feet, I think not only are they like short and stubby, but they're hairy.
I've just got wonky toes because I'm getting stepped on with big cleats all the time from rugby. That's it. Means I'm just all buggered.
How did we get on the conversation of feet?
It was Casey. She started it. She started on the feet.
I'm sorry, guys. I always do that.
It's a little bit better than the divergent. I got off on a little tangent last week. I kind of put my foot in my mouth, so to speak. No pun intended, right? But I got off on this tangent about my cat. I've had this cat for like two years now, and the cat absolutely does not like me. How do I know? Because every time it sees me, it walks away and sticks its rear end in my face, right? And what do I see when I see that rear end? And that's what we got on the topic of. Yeah. We got on the topic of a cat bumhole. We did. We honest to God got on the topic of a cat bumhole last week. Sorry. So let's get back on.
You had a guy on your call who has made millions online, and you started talking about a cat butthole.
Was this with Jamie?
Yeah, this was with Jamie Gardner's interview last week.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 years now. You have your own Facebook group, right? And what's the name of your Facebook group?
Well, I've just changed it up. It's called Flame Forward Marketing. So it's all based around confidence. But
okay.
Over the past 2 years, I've changed it about five times. At one point, I had quite a lot of people in there, but I'm down to about 60 people now because it's more for. Say that again.
Did you weed out some people?
Yeah, because it's for people that are online. They want to get into online marketing, that want to create video content, go live, struggle with the confidence to do that, or not sure how to do it. So I didn't see the point. No, I spoke to people before, said, look, I'm going to let you go out of the group because they weren't interested. And I thought, well, there's no point.
Right. So you wanted people that were engaging, that were active.
Yeah, well, that's it. And, I set challenges in there. I did one the other day. I set a challenge to go and record a video or go live somewhere that's busy outside or where there's other people. because
Right.
what it'll do is get you out your comfort zone. And a couple of people did it in the group, posted it in the group, and straight away messaged me. I was like, I feel great. That was amazing. I'm going to do that again. So that's why now there's only 60 people in there, but I have had like 300 in there at one point. But
Now, just real quick here, I didn't see the comment earlier, but a good friend of mine, his name is Lee Pritchard. He's in the UK, right? But so he uses System.io. He says it's great for a beginner like himself. So yeah, thank you, Lee, for commenting. I want to thank everyone who's tuning in now and dropping some comments. From one of your groups, we also have someone here that dropped this comment. Edinburgh rocks better than Glasgow. Ooh. We have the biggest festival in the world. How do you like that, Liam?
Bite my shite.
Can I just add, by the way, obviously I'm not Scottish. I just live in Scotland.
Right.
He lied to me
originally that you were from Manchester.
Yeah.
Jeff told me, said, "Oh, Dom's got a Scottish accent." Like, that's a Manc accent.
I definitely don't have a Scottish accent. That's right. Liam, when you were saying before about the Glasgow Edinburgh thing, I was like, shit, I'm English. There's a Scotland England thing that's bigger than Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Manchester, I like Manchester. Beat Manchester.
Yeah, it's all right.
I like Manchester. We also classify England as below Manchester.
Yeah.
Like Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle kind of keep the top, and then you've got that part down the bottom.
Yeah.
So then I agree. You spent 16 years in Spain, you said.
Yeah.
So did you go back to Manchester before moving to Scotland?
No, I've not lived in Manchester since I was about 15 now. I left. I don't know how I've still got the accent because I was in Spain for 16 years and I've been in Scotland for 5 years. So yeah, I've not actually been in Manchester for a long time.
Interesting. I mean, I love traveling. I've lived overseas most of my whole adult life. 6 years in Germany. I spent 4 years in Egypt, 4 years in Qatar, 2 years in Iraq. I've been here in Abu Dhabi for 10 years. I also spent about 6 months in Mozambique, Africa, 2 years in Hawaii. And I know that's a state, but when you live there, there's a reason why they always talk about going to the mainland, right? Because it does feel like you live in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, what was it like in Spain?
It was good. Like I said, I went there when I was young, so it was really just party time the whole time I was there. Don't get me wrong, I worked a lot. I was a chef for a while, a long time. Then I got into the building trade and I was just out partying all the time. And that's when I had my daughter. Me and my partner had my daughter. Obviously, you've got to kind of come back to earth a little bit. And then when we came to Scotland and there's no party life and there's not drinking all the time, and that's how I don't know what happened. I think I was confident, but I think it was the alcohol that made me that way. And then obviously something happened in the middle where I just lost myself, and now I found myself again without the alcohol, I might add.
Well, I think that's important. I mean, I wouldn't ever, succinctly tell someone unless that someone is an alcoholic and he's gotten, in trouble, and it only gets him in trouble if he drinks, but you absolutely have to find yourself without the alcohol, and you have to be able to have fun without the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
I will say that the confidence, right? What boosted your confidence? Where did you find the confidence, and how are you able to educate people now on that confidence in your Facebook group?
So obviously it's been something that I would say for about a year. I read a lot of books, listened to a lot of audio books. I watched a lot of webinars with like Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Dean Graziosi, all these like just people that get you going. And I sat for 5 days. I think my partner and my daughter were on holiday, actually. They went back to Spain. And it was a 5-day was it? I don't think it's a webinar. What do they call it? You know, when they're on the stage and stuff. And I just got well into it. And they were always talking about like, what's your mess to message? So what is something you've been through that you can now help people with? And I was like, so over the past like year or so, I've been reading these books, I've been speaking to people, watching videos and YouTube and webinars, and obviously speaking to people and creating videos, and it's getting out of my comfort zone. So that's
Right.
when it all came about. It hit me. I was like, I can actually help people with this because I've been there. I know what it's
Right.
like. The frustration. It is frustrating as hell when you want to do something and you can't because anxiety is holding you back or something's holding you back.
Right.
So
And
that's how it all came about, really.
and at some point, I think we've all gone through that. Now, you've been in this affiliate marketing thing. You just said 2 or 3 months, Casey, right?
Yeah.
So is what Dom is saying right now, was it difficult or has it been difficult for you?
For me, it was not alcohol. It was working. I'm a CFO. I'm a facilitator, and I had to talk to people, but about my job. And I just went to a depression, deep depression, because I overworked and my body gave up. And you lost your job, and you lost that thing that made you talk. It's gone. Who am I? I don't want to show myself.
Right.
It's me. You don't get me to talk to. That's so private, and that's in that nutshell so deep. I don't want to crack that open now to people that I don't know. What are they going to do with me? That's the fear, and
Okay.
it's the same till you know the same that they're feeling. Like that is just feeling the same thing, and you suddenly, yeah, you crack it open, I think, and you say, come on, the first video, the first TikTok, I did with stupid bunny ears, and I think, let the world see. And yeah, second and a third, and I was like, this is easy. I don't have to demand things to give me those end of the year datas and waiting on people. What I do now. And what I do tomorrow. But it's all depending on me, showing me. And I don't mind anymore.
Right. It's going to always start with us and how bad we want something. If you want it bad enough, then yes, you're going to have to break out of the shell, right? You're going to have to somehow gain confidence.
And how important it is for somebody that been in the same stuff and say, hey, it doesn't matter. I did the same. Like Dom's saying, we're all in it. We're not born to be affiliates.
Right.
We make ourselves affiliates. We make ourselves digital marketers. We make ourselves what we want to be. That's our strength. We're not animals anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I find holds a lot of people back is the word sales. Because they get into this, all of a sudden they think they've got to make sales, but they're not a salesperson. They've never done sales in their life. And they're like, shit. And that
it's terrifying. You're right. Because they're just getting into this and they haven't learned the skills yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Liam, you wrote a post about this. I think it was either today or yesterday I was reading, and I commented on it because you listed a bunch of things where people are saying, I can't do this, I haven't had success with this, with that. Well, it's because you haven't gone down the list of things to learn the skills to do it. Sometimes you just have to learn the skills of interacting with people, talking to people, right? Starting conversations with people, noticing what you have in common with them, right? And it's just about starting conversations and forgetting about that it's going to be about the sale. Forget about the sale. Strike the conversation. Find out what you have in common with them, right?
Exactly.
Talk about things that you have in common with them and build the friendship.
Yeah, I think it's some of the things that are massively overlooked is You can't buy confidence. You can't buy experience, and confidence comes with experience. The more you do something, the more confident you'll get at it. It starts with the first step of having the conversations. I think that's where people get tripped up because they immediately use it as an excuse. Like, oh, I don't think I could do that. I'm not confident in it. Here was that. You start doing it and go, okay, the alternative is I don't do shit and I'm stuck where I am. So pick which one you want to do. So you start doing shit, you get better at it, you're less shit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The best way I heard about confidence was confidence is just knowing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like riding a bike. You don't know how to ride a bike, do you? And then you got your stabilizers, and you take one off, and then someone holds the back, and then someone lets go. Before you know it, you're confident. It's the same with top. I nearly said a bad word there. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
And then at some point when you're riding the bike, you're going to take those training wheels off, and you're going all on your own, right?
Exactly. And it's the same with talking to people. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? People think marketing, sales, post stuff, but the biggest factor is just having conversations with people, like you said,
and help. Yeah, connect. Learn to marketing is connecting. That's what I always had in my head with my teams, in the offices or in the businesses. Marketing just connects. They see something in you that you need that they can help you with. That's how you pull in. Not by sales. Okay. I will never be in affiliate marketing if it was just sales. Sorry, no.
And to circle back on the people's idea when you hear the word sales, they completely shut down. Like one of the things I always tell my students is forget sales, think customer service.
Yes.
Most people have done some form of customer service job, and by God, it is ball aching. But we've all done it. We all know how you're supposed to be as a customer service agent. You're supposed to find out what they want, give them what they want.
Oh, I love that. Say that loud for the people in the back, Liam. Right?
I want my bomb first before I say it again.
The thing is, right? We're taught even almost every $7 course, right? But after that $7 course, we always forget you have to find the customer's pain point, right? Then you find out how to solve their problem, solve their pain. And as a customer service rep, that's exactly what you're doing. You're finding out how you can help them, and you got to figure out what their pain point is, and then you find out what the solution to their problem is.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, I think it was a little while ago, I did some sort of training on it, talking to people. If you take the two comparisons of the salesperson, if you walk into, say a hardware store, for example, or B&Q, whatever it is for myself and Dom, and you're looking for something, if a guy comes up to you and starts saying, do you want to buy this, do you want to buy this, do you want to buy this, you're going to go, piss off. I'm just looking. Whereas if someone walks over, do you know what it is you're looking for? I'm not sure. Okay, what job have you got at hand? What kind of tools are you going to need? You start asking all the questions. Great. So you've got this here and this here. That's your two options. Which one suits you best? Now, that is sales. 100%. That's sales. But it's customer service. So you're still doing the sales side, but you branch it all under customer service, and it does the exact same job. So instead of people thinking sales, think customer service, and you will get the sales as a byproduct.
Right, because nobody likes to get a sales pitch.
No, it's annoying.
Nope.
Nobody does. Yeah, but yet if you get pointed in the direction that's going to help you find something that you need, that's a different story.
Yep, 100%. Where's my bomb?
Yeah. Get the bomb on the screen.
It's just because I know Jeff's going to take a bit of time to find it.
All right. Well, Dom, the Facebook group, you said you've cut it back to, whittled it down to like 60 people. Do you notice that these people are more engaging than when you had it up to like 300 people?
Yeah, definitely. So I was on about 130. So I dropped it down to about 50, and I've had like 10, 11 people join this week. And yeah, it's a massive difference. It's because I'm focusing on something, a pain point, I suppose.
Okay.
It's a pain. That's what the group's all about, a particular pain
Mhm.
that a lot of people go through online. You know, like creating video content for a lot of people is a big no-no.
Right. So, Liam, you have your own Facebook group as well. What are some of the tactics that you use to get people to engage in your Facebook group?
Probably very similar to Dom, since we've had the same teachings to an extent. It's things like prompting questions, asking people directly, what do you want to learn more about? And then if people don't respond to that, okay, so like, because I'll test things all the time. I'm always testing, because that's how you learn. That's how you figure out what's the best thing. I can ask a question, what do you want to learn about? People don't respond because a lot of people don't know what they want to learn about. So then the next thing I'll do is, okay, let's put up a poll to say, here's like a list of 5 things you can add your own. What of these would you like to learn about? You then find out what one's the most common. You then start to create your content around about it, and the people who have commented on that are going to engage in yours. Or you every so often you throw up something that's a bit off the wall, a bit more lifestyle based, just to kind of get engagement in your community. Like it can't be business all the time. Like you're looking to inject a bit of a fun element. So there is days where I'll just go, let's think of something a bit different here and see what people respond
whether
to.
they're in your Facebook group or outside of your Facebook group, people are going to continue to come back to you if they feel like they're getting value from you.
Yeah, you position yourself as someone who has the knowledge, that has the experience, has the authority to go, okay, well, I had this problem, Dom solved this problem for me. Instead of me going somewhere to find it, I'm just going to ask him directly if that's what's best.
And I like the idea about the poll. I'll do that from time to time in my Facebook group as well. Create a poll to get people to answer certain questions.
Yeah, and like so often I'll put up something like, what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you? Or tell me the funniest thing that's happened to you during work. Or the most ridiculous thing that's happened. Right? All those things, because it gets the engagement, but it also lets me know what to do.
The funniest thing that happened to me at work was just a few weeks ago. So we had this period where it doesn't happen very often here, but we had like a period where temperatures drop during the night. And when that happens, we were having some desert mice come into our work building, right? And so I purchased some glue traps and I placed them inside the office so that, and then put some pieces of cheese on the glue traps, right? I'm laughing, but because I can visualize this. And once I tell you this, you're going to laugh too. So I caught a mouse, and it was a really big mouse. It was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of desert mice, right? And this mouse was trapped on the glue trap, and it actually put the glue trap on its back and just started walking off, right? So I opened the door, right? I opened the door and I just let that mouse walk off. And I regret not getting video footage of this mouse carrying the glue trap on its back and just like scampering off.
Every day's leg day when you're a mouse.
Every day's leg day.
Anyhow, so we're drawing near to the end. This is usually like an hour thing. If we've talked about what it was like 2 years ago for you, Dom, and now you're into this and you've built up your confidence, right? If you were to talk to people coming smack dab brand new into affiliate marketing right now into this industry, what are some things that you tell them now that you now know that you didn't when you first came in?
Watch out for the shiny objects. As simple as that. There's that much out there, you know, and TikTok's probably the worst for it. All these different things that make you loads of money really fast. Just do your research, find people, speak to people, get to know people that, say if it's somebody that's a mentor or a coach and he runs a program, or they get to know them before you jump into anything. Don't just dive head first and
right.
But also just start by, before you even get any sort of offer or anything like that, just get yourself out there on social media. Start networking before you even do anything.
That's right. Talk to people like Casey and Liam.
Exactly.
All right. Now, here's another question I like to give people before I end a live broadcast interview. If you were to debunk or demyth any sort of the myths about affiliate marketing, what would you debunk and demyth right now?
Well, it's not a scam. Straight off the bat. The first thing I tell people, anybody that says it's a scam, there's a bed company in Scotland called Dreams. I don't know if you have that anywhere else in the world, right? But Dreams sell beds. Simple as that. They have on their website an affiliate program.
Whether it be bed frames, mattresses.
Mattresses, beds, you name it, they sell anything for beds. You go on their website, they've got an affiliate program. So if you buy a bed from them, you tell somebody about it, you get a commission if they buy a bed.
That's a really good example, right? I mean, Nike has affiliate.
Yeah, they all have.
All the major companies have affiliate programs.
Yeah. But another one, sorry, before I know this, but another one is it's just a referral thing, isn't it? It's a referral program. There's another one here. We've got you get boxes of Gusto or Just Eat. You get dinners brought to you, and you get these referrals. If you give them to other people, you get money or money back off your boxes. It's exactly the same thing.
It is, and you know what? If you bump into people and you're telling people about an online business there in Scotland, that is a perfect way to explain to them, or anyone else really, what affiliate marketing really is about. You're referring another company's product, and when another person, because of your referral, purchases that product, you get paid.
Just quickly going back to what I would say to someone starting out as well, is make sure you get a good product, whether if it's a physical product, digital product, whatever it is. It's like if you buy a pair of trainers online and you tell your neighbor about them, they're really comfy, great running trainers, they buy them and they're shit, they're never going to trust you again. It's the same if you're selling anything online. Make sure it's good.
And it's a reflection of you, because you are promoting it, you're referring that product. So you have to believe in that product 100%. All right, so Liam, I'm gonna give the floor to you, and then I'll give the floor to Casey before we end this broadcast. So the floor is yours, and I'll give it to Casey.
I don't know what you want me to do. Just general advice for the folks watching, or questions for Dom?
Right.
Yeah, like what Dom says makes perfect sense. The thing that dilutes it down so massively is because of all the people who promote programs on the basis that you buy that program to promote that program, which is what most folk tend to see, or the impression most folk get. But as soon as you step people away from that, going, no, you're teaching how to build an audience, how to do sales, how to do networking, how to do copywriting, how to do email marketing. As soon as you branch, you're teaching all these skills, suddenly go, oh, well, shit, that's a degree or an education. Yeah, right. Exactly. So that's pretty much how I explain a lot of it to folk, is that way. And in terms of what Dom's saying about recommendations, I would say to someone, is there a restaurant you like to eat in? Yeah. What's the name of the restaurant? Yeah. What do you like out of that restaurant? Cool. I'm going to go eat there now because you've told me about it, but they're not going to give you any money for it. Yeah. Does that feel a bit crappy? Yeah. Well, that's what affiliate marketing is. You get paid to do that thing.
Excellent. All right. Thanks very much, Liam. I appreciate you coming on tonight and being a co-host. Casey, would you like to give some advice to people viewing this broadcast?
The both of the guys, said it all well. Just, if you don't try it, you don't know it, guys. It's about everything. Get a good community, listen in.
Community is very important.
Learn and try. Take that action.
I totally agree, because especially when you're first coming in, you need a community that supports you, right? That you can get advice from and you can interact from. Thank you. All right, we're going to end this. I appreciate you so much for coming on to the Double Trouble show, Dom. Thank you so much, Liam. Same to you, Casey.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Have a good evening, everybody. We're going to end this. Here we go.